Hello and namaskar. You're watching KTV India with me, Varsha Venugopal. And today we are focusing on a very important global issue, the ongoing trade tussle between India and the United States. From heavy tariffs to supply chain threats, and from open warnings to sharp diplomatic replies, a lot is happening. And India has made it clear we will always maintain our freedom of choice. Recently, Donald Trump's Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick created headlines. Speaking to an American news channel, he bluntly said that India and Brazil must follow the rules of the game. If they want to sell in the US market, he compared trade to a game of cards, not billions worth of serious business. His message was clear: open your markets for American companies. Stop practices that, according to the US, hurt American interests, or else face more tariffs and penalties. Already, the Trump government has put a 50% tariff on many Indian products, 100% tariff on branded and patented pharmaceuticals imports, and shockingly, the H-1B visa fee used by Indian tech workers was raised from just a few $1,000s to nearly $1 lakh. That is about 88 lakh Indian rupees. This hurts India directly because Indian pharma companies earn nearly 40% of their revenue from exports to the US, and thousands of Indian IT professionals depend on H-1B visas. India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, speaking at the 80th UN General Assembly, gave a strong reply without taking names. He called out trade protectionism, coercive supply chain practices, tariff unpredictability. He said these actions are nothing but trade hypocrisy by major powers. They damage trust in the international system and hit the global south, developing countries like India the hardest. Jaishankar stressed Bharat will always maintain its freedom of choice. He reminded the world that India, as the most populous nation and a civilizational state, knows who we are and where are we going. Trump has openly declared on his social media platform, "I am putting 100% import tax on pharma drugs unless companies build plants in the United States." This is a direct attack on Indian pharma exports. Add to that the 50% duty on Indian goods and pressure over Russian oil imports, and the relationship is clearly under strain. Indian officials made it clear during trade talks in New York, India needs affordable energy. Past disruptions from US sanctions on Iran and Venezuela already hurt us. We cannot be forced to choose between energy, security, and US politics. Jaishankar also hinted at China's role without naming it directly. He warned about over-concentration of critical mineral supply chain technology controls, a grip on global markets by a few powerful players. This was a subtle reminder that India will not depend on one market or one supplier, whether it's the US or China. Jaishankar did not stop there. He pointed at the COVID-19 pandemic response, saying rich nations took vaccines and resources first. Poorer nations were left scrambling, and then those same rich countries gave moral lectures. This, he said, is why India will remain a voice of the global south for fairness, for equality, and for sustainable multilateralism. On the sidelines of UNGA, BRICS foreign ministers, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, warned against increasing trade restrictions. The US accused BRICS of being anti-American for prompting local currency trade. But Jaishankar's message was developing nations must stand together against protectionist pressures. So, where does India stand? We value our global partnership. We want fair trade and open markets, but Bharat will never compromise on freedom of choice. Jaishankar's words were loud and clear. India will not bow to trade hypocrisy. We will be a confident, independent and decisive voice for ourselves and for the global South.